All right, let's do another 7-star raid guy for this fun new one here, which is the Hisuian Samurott. Brand new today. Actually pretty tough. Quite a bit harder than the Eevee one that we just had, but that one was more for fun. So let's get into it. Let's talk about him. Let's talk about the strategy behind him, what he does. And then the two raid guides that we'll ultimately go through here is Miraidon and Leafeon. Both work really, really well for this. I will actually show you the play-by-play for Miraidon and then just give you the walkthrough for Leafeon. Maybe upload a short of that one or something later. But the key to this, to make it super simple, very similar to what we had with Rillaboom, is these three NPCs down here: Staraptor, Tauros, and Arcanine, which are all Intimidate NPCs. Sorry, because just like that other Rillaboom raid that we have a guide on, this dude is all attack. He's straight up attack. That's all he is. So these Intimidate effects really, really do drop him down and make him much more easier, as we will see. But not required. You actually can do this without those, and we'll talk about that strategy. If you do want to know how to permanently lock any of these guys in your party to make this farming extra easy, go check out the other video that I will upload along with this one on how to lock those into your party so that you're not constantly trying to look for the RNG factor to get that party set for you. So we'll go into this shortly, but let's actually go through his stats first. Check summary. There he is. Very, very good looking new one. This one's a good one to have. He is, of course, a water type, straight water because of that Tera type. By default, water and dark, but when he's in the raid, you're only going to be straight water. So you want to focus on the two weaknesses, which are grass and electricity for water. And that's what we have there with Miraidon at the electricity and grass with the Leafeon. Both work extremely well without too much of a headache. Okay. Let's talk about what his stats are and what his moves are. He's got these 4 moves here. So Ceaseless Edge, Razor Shell, X-Scissor, Sacred Sword. All of them do a ton of damage and are powered up by his ability for powering up slicing moves. Plus, he also adds the focus energy ability around 50% to really jack up the critical rate on all these moves, which makes them hit even harder and adds a little more flair to the fight, because he can accidentally would get a little chance at that critical to knock you out in one move without even getting a shot. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what that looks like, but otherwise pretty straightforward. In terms of what his moves are, nothing special, all attack. He does have one more move in there in the pool, which is Bulldoze, that he uses on turn 2. And we'll talk about that when he actually does that and what that looks like. But in terms of stats, his speed is 206. Both Miraidon and Leafeon have speeds above that. My Miraidon, the speed is 306. Leafeon is 226, and that is without anything extra in those. Both Miraidon and Leafeon are full special attack, full HP. Okay, as we see here, no extra stuff put into the speed, and they both will outspeed him without any issue at all. So you don't have to worry about investing anything in speed to go first. He's, of course, full attack. You're going to build your Miraidon and Leafeon in full special attack, but we'll go through those here in a second. So that is pretty much it for him. What's he going to do throughout the battle? In turn 1, he is going to do Sword Dance. Okay, that's actually turn 0. Scratch that. So not even turn 1, turn 0, he's going to do Sword Dance, which is going to raise his attack points, his attack stat by 2 points right out of the gate without you being able to stop it. So no taunts or anything like that to stop that. Turn 1, he's going to do one move plus the Bulldoze. So the Bulldoze we do not see over here in these moves, but he's going to do that in turn 1. The Bulldoze has the added effect of dropping your speed. We're going to see with the setup with both of the ones that I have, that's actually not a big deal, because all you got to use is the Covenant Cloak, and you will not have the speed dropped. That's also super important, because this move right here, Razor Shell, has the ability to drop your defense, and it actually seems to proc a lot, which is super deadly against this guy because he's all attack. The Covenant Cloak will also help with that and prevent that from happening. And then other items of note, turns 3 is when he puts up his shield. So you get the shield at 3, plus he's going to clear your stats. So my stats our stats, if you will. He's going to put up the shield and clear our stats on turn 3. He will also do that at 60%, okay? So 60%, he's going to clear again. Clearing our stats, that is. And then, as I stated a little bit ago, 50%, he will put up focus energy, okay? So that's focus energy. And then, which is also going to trigger this razor shell to hit a whole lot harder. If he crits with that razor shell with focus energy up, it does about 80% of your HP with these 2 builds. So you just barely survive it, but I've consistently survived it in quite a few raids, and we're good to go there. The last big thing that he'll do in the raid is, the vast majority of time, it's been at 20%. Okay, so 20%, he clears his stats. So that's all of his stat drops. He only does it there, but I also had a couple situations where he did it at 60% instead. He did it at 60% and not 20%, and that's where he's clearing his stats, his negative stats. So he does do it once, but it's typically at 20% towards the end of the raid, which is not a big deal at all, and you can get right through that. So that is enough for him. Let's talk about the Miraidon build. This will be the most popular by far. These are the 4 moves you want: Parabolic Charge, Electro Drift, which are his top tier moves anyway. Go ahead and throw in any PP up you want. Otherwise, 20 and 8 will get you there. Metal Sound and Reflect. The Reflect is only important if you don't have one of these 3 down here. If you have an Intimidator, you don't need Reflect. If you don't have one of those and you want to use a different team, or you're just going full random, you'll use that Reflect on turn 1 to help you survive a little bit better to get things going. Okay. Otherwise, you can see the stats: full special attack, HP. That's what the IVs are in. Otherwise, the rest of it, good old as is. Don't have to change anything there. Real quick on Leafeon, same build: special attack, HP. That's where I put the stats, because these are just my standard raid builds. Don't have to do anything extra. And speed. His ability doesn't matter. Don't have to worry about that. Moves you're going to focus on here are Giga Drain, Energy Ball, Fake Tears, and Charm. Charm is only used, again, in the same situation that we had with Reflect, and that is if you don't have an Intimidator. If you have one of these 3, don't worry about Charm. You won't use it. You're just going to use Fake Tears. I actually do enjoy the Leafeon build a little bit more than Miraidon, because Fake Tears hits 100% of the time, where Metal Sound only hits 85% of the time. And both of those moves will drop the special defense stat by 2 points. Okay, so that's super important. Dropping that special defense harshly lower, so 2 points down, which is going to make you hit a lot harder on this guy and just really get through him fairly quickly. All right, that is that. Let's jump into the actual raid. Let's show you the Miraidon in action so you can see this thing play out. All right, there's our Arcanine. We also got Logan in here for the heals, just to keep things flowing a little better. A little disadvantage to that, though. It does take away our electric terrain, so it drops our damage just a little bit. So for Miraidon, there's just really a pretty straightforward strategy that works almost the same with the other Leafeon. We saw right there, turn 0, Sword Dance went up. So what we're going to do, turn 0, is we're actually going to throw Metal Sound. No, turn 1, sorry. Turn 1, Metal Sound. Really, you want to land 2 Metal Sounds, minimum. I've done it with 1. If you're using the Reflect and whatnot, you're going to be fine without using it. If you go down right here, if he knocks you out in a couple turns with those criticals, like he just hit me right there really hard, that's okay. We'll get these Metal Sounds up. We landed 2. That's really good luck, because like I said, Metal Sound's only 85%. If your NPCs do a big chunk of damage, I have seen him put the shield up on turn 2. So you got to watch that HP bar, because if it goes down too fast, the HP bar, or he will put a shield up on turn 2. So there we go, turn 1, Bulldoze, and the random move. I actually used Bulldoze on turn 2 there, didn't I? So a little bit of randomness. He's not always 100% consistent, but it is going right there at the beginning. So we're going to try to go turn 3. Nope, didn't get it. So 2 moves in, he put up the shield before we could get our 3rd move off, because his HP bar got knocked down too much. And that happens. So we've only used the Metal Sound twice, so we only got 2 moves off, so he did get that up on the end of turn 2. Most of the time, as long as that HP bar doesn't go down very fast, you will be able to get the 3rd Metal Sound off. So we're good to go. We're going to go ahead and hit Parabolic Charge here. should be able to heal us up without too much of an issue with just the 2 down. But from this point on, you're just going to work your way through his HP bar. If you do go down, you do via a critical hit. Like I said, no big deal. You actually have enough time to go down twice and be just fine. So we'll just keep the parabolic charges going until we get our Terralize up, and then from there it's pretty much a breeze. Okay, there's our 3 moves, so we can get our Terralize up now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Terralize, and we're actually going to use Electro Drift here, because I don't mind that I go down, and this Electro Drift should break his shield. If you land 2 metal sounds, and if you land 3, it's a guaranteed at this point. But I've had pretty good luck with this breaking that shield just with the sheer amount of damage that it does. And I'm over 50% HP at the moment, so I'm pretty confident I'll survive another hit as long as it doesn't critical. Yep, there we go. Shield down, and of course when the shield goes down, you do get a bonus move from that. So there we go, we pushed past the 60% mark, so he cleared our stats. Did a nice move there. So now we're going to get a bonus move. So we're going to go ahead and heal up. Use Parabolic Charge. This is a free move, so when the shield goes down, you get a free move. Sometimes if they have coded moves, those will go at the same time, so you gotta be careful of that, but he doesn't have anything that's gonna do damage that's coded right here. There's the focus energy at 50%. That was coded, so we triggered that. Now we'll go again, because he does not get an attack there. So we're just gonna go right into Electro Drift, and pretty good chance we finish him here, or get him very, very close. The NPCs are hitting very hard as well. One more. And probably not, because the NPCs will probably take the final hit. So as we saw there, huge damage from that critical on the Razor Shell. Like I said, it does about 80% damage in that case, probably 70%, and then we got the heal to buff us back up a little bit, but nothing to worry about. Still very, very easy. Very solid way to do this. Been fairly consistent. And there he goes. Alright, hopefully that makes it easy for you. Go ahead and jump into it, have fun farming him, get yourself an Intimidator like Arcanine or any of the others, and make this thing a breeze. Otherwise, as always, if you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe, etc. We'll keep doing these things, and hopefully you do get some use out of them. See ya.